Hi guys, well, welcome to my Foxy channel. Just gonna point out my kitchen is a mess. We just got past the holidays. We also just got a new puppy, and he's not a tiny puppy, he's a big puppy. So there's a lot kind of going on in the kitchen, especially. We got pee pads down, different kinds of foods, and of course, being a new puppy, we have his vet stuff. So anyways, his name is Bodhi, and I had named him after the Buddhist proverb, or anyways, yeah, so here we are. I don't know if you guys can see him. You can see the pile of pee pads behind me and everything. Here on the table is what we're doing today. So I'm going to take you guys through, and we're going to do my oatmeal. Not sure if you guys can really see super good, but so we're going to start by getting a cup of milk. So I'm going to go to my fridge. And if you guys have any kind of milk works. You can use chocolate milk, you can use whatever. I mean, literally whatever. But we're going to start, this is just a single serving. So if you need it for more than one person, you guys can double it or just change up the recipe. So I have a reduced fat chocolate milk. I'm going to have to move you. I forgot to grab me out a liquid measuring cup. Okay. So we have a liquid measuring cup. So I am doing a peanut butter and chocolate protein and high fiber oatmeal recipe here. So you guys can change this however you want. If you have your regular oats, you can take your oatmeal and you can do everything I'm adding to it and just slightly change it up. So my original recipe is a vanilla protein powder. And I recommend vegan because honestly, whey protein does not cook or bake very well. So you're probably going to want to get a vegan protein shake, or protein powder rather. Brands that I prefer, I like Vega. This stuff's like my favorite. And I said we're doing a chocolate protein today, chocolate peanut butter rather. So that's what we're doing today. But my normal recipe, like I said, it's vanilla. And then I usually add like cinnamon and nutmeg and allspice. I'll add like all kinds of stuff to it. So you don't have to do that. You could do a chocolate protein. And if you're going to do a chocolate protein, you can do whatever again there. You can add almond butter to it. You could add cookie butter. You could add Nutella. All kinds of different things. I'm doing a chocolate peanut butter, as I said. I don't actually have any peanut butter on hand. Unfortunately, all I have is this goober, which is like terrible. I'm sure it's full of high fructose corn syrup. Do I recommend this? No. I happen to have it because it was on sale, and I get things like this once in a while for the household, mostly for the kiddo. But there's times where I'll eat stuff like that just as a treat to myself. Again, this is like the first time I've bought goobers in probably like 6 or 7 years. So I don't really recommend it. I recommend just getting peanut butter, but I just, you use what you got. So you want to start with 1 cup of liquid. So I have this chocolate milk that, quite literally had exactly 1 cup left that I've been trying to use up because I didn't want it to go bad. And it's my Fairlife. I love Fairlife. I don't usually use regular milk. I'm definitely more of like a soy milk or oat milk kind of gal. And again, you can use any kind of milk here. And honestly, Ripple or something like that is actually, it's like a pea protein chocolate milk. Best chocolate milk ever, my opinion. So we're going to pour that into our pan. Let me get all this liquid out because I want every little morsel of this chocolate milk. So then I'm just going to like put this drizzle of water in there just because that will help it. All right, and we're going to put it on medium low so we don't burn or scorch the chocolate. So while that's starting to heat up, we're also going to grab a half a cup of oats. So we're doing a half a cup of oats. I'm going to pour that straight into the pot. And then we're going to take, so my recipe, I normally add 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, but I'm going to actually add hemp seeds. I have found that I really like the taste of hemp hearts. I think they're super tasty. I love the omegas in them, and I love them on yogurts and stuff. So I'm going to try those today in my oatmeal. So I'm only going to do 1 tablespoon of my chia seeds, and those go in with the oats because we want those to cook up a little bit. Okay? And I know you guys can see more things up here. You're going, what the heck? You have to wait till the process kind of gets further in before you can add a lot more of these things. So, and then because I'm doing a chocolate peanut butter, I would normally, like I said, I normally add like cinnamon. I left this out so I can show you. I love just taking my little rasp thing here that I've had forever, and I just grate up, like I have to get more nutmeg because I'm almost out. It's my last little nugget. But I love fresh ground nutmeg. You don't need a lot of it, and it has such better flavor. And I also like cinnamon, so I'll usually add like, I don't know, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon and just about 1/3 of a teaspoon of like the allspice, and then just a few grates of the nutmeg, and it gives a great flavor if you do the vanilla. Or you could do the chocolate that way. You could do it either way. Okay. I wanted to show you that. And then, because we're doing chocolate peanut butter, we're going to add some cocoa powder. So I like, the darker the better. Oh, it smells so good. And let's go a teaspoon. Maybe just a little shy of that. We're going to go 3/4 of a teaspoon of cocoa powder. And we're just going to plop that in there. And then, since we're done with that, we're also going to be adding our vanilla. And we're going to be doing about 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm measuring it with my soul, my little foxy soul. So I'm just going to kind of pour that rough 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla in there. I always add vanilla to my oats. Always. I feel that it gives it some kind of special texture and flavor. And not texture, that is the wrong word. Texture is the chia seeds and the oats itself. Anyway, so we are going to bring this to a very slight simmer, or you don't want to bring it to a boil. You really want it just to come to a really low simmer and just let it cook. And it takes between 5 and 10 minutes. So again, while that's doing its thing, the other ingredients that we're going to be adding to this bad boy is those hemp seeds, or the hemp hearts. And we're going to be doing a tablespoon of hemp hearts, and we're also going to be doing a tablespoon of flaxseed. And I get the mill because that way it's already crushed up. I don't do whole. I buy it in bulk, like I just buy a big bag of the mill because I use it also whenever I'm doing like a vegan egg. So it's ready to go. I can just have it ready. And again, like I had said, we're using Vega, however you pronounce it, protein powder. I started drinking this years ago. I mean, at least 15 years ago, if not more. I was buying it at my Sprouts. I believe it was called Sunflower Market at the time, actually, when I started shopping there. And then I started going to Costco because it was cheaper to get the big, huge things of vanilla. And now I can't find them in Costco. I have to go other places to find it. But yeah, this is still my favorite brand. There's that Garden of Life or whatever that also makes a good sports one that my dietitian's even recommended to me. It's been a while, but I used to drink that stuff. I just don't prefer the flavor. The Garden of Life or whatever it's called, the flavor of it was very bland. It didn't have much flavor. The vanilla was just not great. So, and I'm one of those people that has to have flavor, and I have to change things up. I don't want chocolate all the time or vanilla all the time. I like different flavors. I like having strawberry here and there, or a blueberry or something, or a cinnamon roll, or caramel something, as long as it tastes good, right? And this is really tasty. This is a good chocolate peanut butter. Well, it says peanut butter, but we're making this into a chocolate peanut butter, which is why our base is chocolate milk with a little bit of cocoa powder. So if you want more peanut butter flavor and you don't want to use goober, or maybe you don't have goober, use regular peanut butter. I recommend the peanut butter. If you have PB Fit, which I also have, but I unfortunately just have the chocolate PB Fit, and I didn't want to overdo the chocolate on this. I really want to try to keep it equal. I don't want the peanut butter to overtake, and I don't want the chocolate to overtake. So, and the PB Fit is very strong. Oh, I might have regular PB Fit. Let me look so I don't have to use the goober. I do have a little bit. So I'm not having to use this. We're going to move you guys again. I really don't want to have to use the goober. No offense to goober. You guys, it's tasty. I mean, especially if you're like a 10-year-old child. It's fantastic. We're going to use the same cup that we used for our chocolate milk. And let's see, what do we got here? So 2 tablespoons for a serving. So we're going to take our PB Fit. See if we can get it out of the... Okay, so 2 tablespoons, and then we're just going to slowly add in. You can add in water or you can add in milk. Completely up to you. I'm going to add in milk because I like the richness. And again, you can use any kind of milk. And I like to slowly, gosh, I got powder everywhere. You want to slowly drizzle it in because you don't want it super thin and you don't want it super thick. So I don't go by the instructions necessarily. I do my own thing because everybody wants their own. Gosh, I am making a hot mess up in here. Can't drizzle my milk without spilling it. And now I've got PB Fit powder all over my counter. I thought I was messy before. And it looks like we're just starting to come to a simmer. Got it bubbling away over here. So as soon as I'm done, I think that's probably going to be plenty. Just going to mix it a little bit better. Okay, that's plenty. I'm going to clean up my mess too. Because I made a hot mess. Made a mess of hot. Made a mess of hot. Okay. Sorry guys, I know this is like super fun. Like not seeing me that whole time. I'm just talking off to the side there. So we're going to give this a good stir. Get all our chocolate. Get a little chocolate in there. So we want to make sure nothing's sticking or burning. We're just giving it a nice stir. Give it a... my goodness. Okay. Why is it going so high when I'm on low? You guys can probably hear it bubbling. It's doing its thing. So again, this takes like 5 or 10 minutes at this point. We've got about, it's not going to take that long now. We've definitely got like a good close to half of the cooking process going. But our oats always take time to cook. So looks like my video is kind of doing a slow something. Hopefully my audio is not totally off. So go back into my peanut butter here and give it a good swirly swirl. Because I want to make sure that it's just pourable enough. And then the powder's pretty, it thickens pretty well. But I like to have it super drizzly. Because I like to put it on top at the very end. So it is very drizzly. See how it's drizzly? I don't want to put too much though, because I don't want it to be like milk. I want it to be more like a syrup, which is kind of what it's like. So, going back and giving it a good stir again. You want to kind of consistently stir it. You don't want to like skip it or any of that stuff. And at the end, once it's done, I like to turn it off and let it rest for a couple minutes, even after the fact, before I put everything together. And I guess I should have probably put this together before I got on here with you guys, because I really want to show you guys the whole entire, from beginning to end. But while this is simmering away, I can tell you different things you can add to your oats. With the version I'm making today, which is my peanut butter chocolate, the peanut butter tends to be kind of a specific flavor. So I don't want to add anything that's going to taste funny to it. So normally I would add like a berry or something like that. I'm not a big fan of like strawberries and different berries and fruits with peanut butter. The only fruits that I really enjoy with peanut butter are apples and bananas. So I'm probably going to cut up a banana and add it to the top, and then I'll probably put the peanut butter drizzle on top of that. So grab us a banana. A banana. Nanners. Nanners. Hello, I'm a nanner. So that's that. So we're going to chop it with a banana. With peanut butter, you can add certain things. I really like the high fiber in my oatmeals. So the chia seed, the flax seed, and the hemp seed, amazing. They add such a high amount of fiber. The banana also adds that fiber. And then you even get a little fiber with your proteins. So I feel like it's super important for all of us to kind of look at the back of anything you purchase. Anything you put into your body, you should be paying attention and seeing if the nutritional facts and or supplement facts, because this is considered a supplement, are what you need. So the protein in this is 30 grams of protein for 180 calories and 3.5 grams of fat. Only 6 grams of carbs and only 2 grams of fiber, which is 7% of your daily fiber. So it's not a high amount, but when you add it with those chia seeds and the flax seeds and the hemp hearts and of course your oats, and then you put that peanut butter in there, you're getting a little bit more fiber. You're building the fiber. Depending on the peanut butter you use, you're also adding that fat. And it's a healthier fat. So, okay. So we're going to shut this off because he be looking good. Okay, we're going to take him off the heat because he's going to keep cooking. He's going to keep doing his thing. So we're going to add our scoop. We add 1 scoop. Now, if you think your oatmeal is going to be too thick when you go to add this, you can keep your milk on standby and drizzle in a little bit more milk. That's perfectly fine. I have never actually experienced that. I don't know how, but once I cook this down, it's like thick, and I add this protein powder, and it always turns out, well, the protein powder comes out of its hole. Okay. So we're going to give this a nice little stir. This way. And I am actually going to drizzle a little bit because I actually want it to be a little thicker, thinner than it is. And I think the only reason that it's as thick as it is because I added that cocoa powder. So, like I said, you always want to keep that milk aside. Just drizzle in a little bit. So that was about a teaspoon of milk. I didn't add a whole lot. But that's because protein powders, when you add them, most times when you add them to certain foods, they kind of, if you just stir really well, if you just give it a good stirry stir, it breaks it up. It doesn't make it thicker. It almost, I don't know how to describe it. There we go. I'm actually going to drizzle another, I don't know, little tiny bit of milk in there. Don't want to add a lot. I really don't, because I don't like runny oatmeal. So some of you might, but I like a good, thick oatmeal. So, very chocolatey. I'm sure you guys can hear the sounds. It's very chocolatey. It's a very chocolatey oatmeal. It just looks like chocolate mush, but it's oatmeal. And you can tell that it's whole oatmeal. So, with that, I'm going to grab me a bowl. I'm going to plop my oatmeal out into my bowl. Try to get it all off. I'm going to have to grab me a spoon. Okay. And then, put my milk away again. We are going to add, so normally I would add my flaxseed and all that stuff in while it was still in the pan, but I didn't want to have the thickening more and more thicker and thicker and thicker. So anyways, we're going to add that tablespoon of flax. I'm going to sprinkle it on top, and you can stir it in. That's what I usually do. I give it a good stir. And then we're going to add our hemp seed, or hemp hearts. Sorry, not seed. And again, a tablespoon. And I actually like hemp hearts. I like the taste of them. I like the texture of them. I remember when hemp hearts first came out, and you used to have to keep your hemp hearts in the refrigerator like all the time. And I would buy the big bags of it. And, I used to buy, gosh, what brand was it? I don't remember the name of the brand, but I used to buy the hemp seed oils as well. So I would get those omegas. I preferred it over flaxseed oil because you'd get more omegas. So, but they're delicious. All right, got that all mixed in. So next, we're gonna take our nanner. Scoot you over here. Got our chocolate bowl of goodness. And we're gonna take our nanners. Sorry guys, I need my compost bowl. Hi, kitty. I've got a cat below me. Okay, I'll grab my. It's not going to cut. So I'm going to slice him down the middle like so, and then slice him this direction. Down the middle. Like this. So I do it like this because I feel like that way I get banana in every bite. Again, something you don't necessarily have to do. I just choose to do it because it's what I like to do. And then we're going to do that drizzle of our peanut butter. We're just going to, sorry about the lighting, guys. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzles all over. Really drizzles. And this is like 2 tablespoons, which is giving you 9 extra grams protein. So I am getting a little over on my protein. I'm getting around 45, 46, something like that grams of protein with this because of my peanut butter and everything. And a lot of people are going, but you've always said that our bodies, well, yeah, our bodies can only digest. So the average human body can only digest 40 grams of protein an hour. But with that said, if you eat thus protein and you have 60 grams of protein, just hypothetical, your body can still slowly digest that. It just depends on how fast you're eating and how much fiber is in it. Because fiber is slow. It's a slow digesting food. I can't speak. So you can have that 60 grams and your body will probably still take it and turn it into muscle because it's still proteins, right? So eat it. Do what you want to do with it. We've drizzled, we've done banana, we've done peanut butter, we've done chocolate. See how big this bowl is? That is a large amount of food. You're going to be full. Fiber is fantastic. Fiber is more important than proteins, but it goes fiber, proteins. So you want to make sure you have those things in there. And I love having my carbs, and then I love having my fats. And you want to have healthy fats. So I got all of that in there. All of it. Healthy, 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 and whole foods. And it doesn't taste like that. It tastes like a wonderful dessert. And the thing I love about oats is that they cook pretty quick no matter what kind you get. And you can have so much fun. They're so diverse. And if you want something savory, you can make savory oats. A really yummy, like I used to like it for lunches. They'd be a good dinner too, especially if you just have one or two of you living there, like that you're, feeding. But I love ground turkey or ground chicken in my oats, and you can make it like taco seasoning kind of something and make like a taco bowl out of it. A lot of people think that making oats savory is strange. It's just different. If you're not used to it, you're not used to it. But I promise it's delicious. You just gotta, get creative with it. But I think that's it, guys. I'm going to go and sit and enjoy my delicious, high-protein, high-fiber oatmeal bowl and feel satiated for, well, until dinner probably, because it's pretty much lunchtime here. Normally I eat this for breakfast, but I thought that I would get on here and show you guys today. But yeah, this is a episode, I'm not even sure what episode we're on, of Tips, Tricks, and Tablespoons. So I want to thank you guys for being here. I hope we can get back on track. And in the meantime, I want you guys to stay foxy. Stay beautiful, because I love you. Crimson out.